Hello, everybody, and welcome to Active Reload. We're on episode 85. Welcome to the show. We got some minor future-looking news items.
Minor future-looking?
Whoa, I can't wait for that new game to come out. Some news regarding GTA 6. Everybody loves it. Everybody's waiting for it. Everybody's excited for it. Haven't seen a trailer in a while, though, but that's okay. Indiana Jones is finally coming to our Sony brethren. Finally.
Our Sony brethren. Okay.
And Assassin's Creed. It's doing well. We're going to talk about that a little bit, and maybe the long-term implications of it. We'll see. And then we'll get into games releasing this week and what we're playing.
All right.
Let's do it. Episode 85. We're going to start off here today talking the biggest video game maybe of all time.
Yeah, it'll be all time. For sure.
Probably of all time. The previous inclination of it, GTA 5, is still selling off of shelves like crazy. I don't know who's still buying it. I feel like every person on planet Earth has played or is playing or has at least a copy of GTA 5. And the next game, GTA 6, is coming soon, right around the corner. Fall 2025 is what they're saying. Rockstar anyways. Hey, it feels weird because I remember seeing in that first trailer, I remember seeing the release window for it that it showed. I think it said, didn't it say fall 2025?
Yeah, it did.
It said that, and I was like, this is going to be so long. We got to wait so long for that.
I know.
And now it feels like it's right around the corner.
That's because winter here is a dark, deep hole. And then once you come out of it, you're like, wow, what happened in the last 6 months?
By the way, winter here also sounds like another video game.
Yeah, cool.
I love winter.
Is this a hot take or not? I don't enjoy GTA Online at all. One of my least favorite popular online video games.
They made here's what I'll say about GTA Online.
I think I like Red Dead Online better.
They made
a lot better.
That's a hot take. Because you are
because I don't even like Red Dead.
Because they even Rockstar was like, okay, we're gonna stop giving content to Red Dead.
When it comes to online, I definitely prefer the role play of Red Dead.
Yeah,
GTA.
My cousin is the same way. I have a cousin that loves Red Dead, and
does he like Red Dead? RP?
She likes Red Dead. I don't know. She doesn't do a lot of RP, but she likes playing the Red Dead multiplayer.
Shout out to Deuce Dangle.
Howdy, horseman. I don't think he spoke English based on his attire. Probably speaks of the Spanish.
You got it, dude.
I feel like we've given. Somebody's got to go back and look at how many shout outs we've given to Deuce.
Number one viewer.
75%
and
of our episodes.
PBR, who I can't remember PBR's role play name. Sorry, buddy. But they're awesome. They like to sit on a bench and just role play.
So yeah, I'll never. Nope, not for me.
It's actually really funny. You don't see much gaming. You just see comedy.
Okay.
It's like comedy in a virtual
late night show
space.
In Red Dead.
Almost exactly like that with random people passing by.
Yeah. I don't know. Red Dead, it just didn't grasp me very much. Here's what I'll say about GTA Online though.
Yeah, please. Stay on topic.
They put a couple of updates in that game that drastically changed the way the game is played, and that was pretty cool. They made one of the better. They released one update that made it one of the more fun, like racing games to play, just in general, like arcade racing games to play. Their creation club, if you will, or whatever, that allows people to go in and make all of these tracks and all of these races and stuff, is one of the best in all of video games. I would argue the fact that you can go in and make all these different tracks or missions or whatever and have them be uploaded to the Rockstar Club, and then people get to play them just for fun or put them in a playlist or whatever. That's unmatched. Like that's just like unending content for anybody that wants to do it. But yeah, as far as like longevity goes, it didn't last. I still think they're like the heists are awesome. They were a blast. Here's the thing:
it's not a solo experience.
No,
that I like.
You have to have friends to do that with or people to play that with. And it's a really, really fun game to watch people who have a lot of money play it.
Oh, okay.
Because everything is expensive in that game, and
expensive with in-game currency.
Yes, but you can also buy in-game currency, which is also something that they kind of have slid under the radar for a little bit, because everybody gets mad about everybody in the world today gets mad about microtransactions in video games, and
Yeah, I don't know why.
Rockstar's is pretty bad, just in terms of like the value you're getting out of the currency from playing in game versus the jump that you can get by spending $150.
I don't have anything against microtransactions unless it's like an obvious design thing. So something like a free to play game, I'm fine. But once it starts to be like pay to win, that's when I don't like it. Or when you can obviously tell that something was designed for you to grind longer for people who don't pay.
Yeah.
So if you do pay, you will get like the normal amount of grinding hours in a paid to game. If you were playing a free to play game, I like that. It's okay. It's not that bad, but it's still egregious. And I haven't played a free to play game with egregious stuff like that in a long time. Outside of mobile. Mobile has that every game.
Mobiles is really bad because they know children are playing it and they'll just hunt the children that are playing the game.
They will hide buttons.
Right. And they know that the parent's credit card is already connected to the phone. So
it's not good. Roblox.
Yes. That one's really bad. Yeah, I don't know. I think that GTA Online, it's fun, but it's very much like you got to have a group that you can do it with in order to have a lot of fun. Like you can buy a club and that part's a lot of fun and stuff, and you can go in and it's fun for like a day.
So that's what I'm saying. It's all social. Yeah. It's all about like just being around other people online.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
like VR chat.
But that's why that's why it's so successful with the RP.
Yeah.
Because it's basically the same thing.
It's perfect for it.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, GTA 6, it's right around the corner. And they haven't released another trailer since that first trailer. And that makes me a little nervous, I'll be honest with you.
Really?
We haven't seen anything from that game since that first trailer. It was a great first trailer, but literally nothing else since then, apart from like a couple of rumors here and there. They might just be, I mean, they also know who they are, where they can just be like, yeah, we'll release one trailer and release the game and it'll sell a billion copies.
Xbox Series S is probably holding it back. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I'm curious. Well, I think the Series X is also going to struggle with this game, period.
You think all of them are?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. I mean, that's how it was for when the GTA 5 came out. I mean, the 360 was struggling.
I really don't want to play GTA in 30 frames.
Guess what? It's inevitable.
Yeah, I know.
It is inevitable.
If it overwhelms me with the coolness, then that's fine. Whatever. I don't really have high. Maybe I'm being a doomer, but I don't have the highest of hopes. Said on here, multiple publishers ready to delay games to avoid GTA 6. Duh.
They have, there have been basically reports, and this is not exactly earth-shattering news. This is kind of how it always happens. But there are multiple publishers, and they're all, they're not saying this outright, obviously, because they would never do that. But they are very much prepared to delay their games depending on when GTA
definitely
is going to release. So, for example, there's a couple of games that are coming out, still said to be coming out in 2025. One that I think is interesting is Borderlands 4.
Yeah?
September 23rd is when that one's slated to come out. If GTA 6 comes out, and I think it came out in
say fall, yeah.
Yeah, GTA 5 came out in September of 2013.
Okay.
So if they're following, it's kind of the same idea. That wouldn't be surprising if they dropped it.
When everybody wants to spend the most amount of money,
right?
For some reason.
November is not a bad option either. I guess again, they can kind of release it whenever they want, and they're gonna get away with it. But also possibly some August releases that I could see get delayed because it is a nuke when it comes to the industry. But this one,
name them.
This one will be interesting for you. Okay. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. That's August 28th, so that's almost into September. Do you think they would delay that one?
They would delay it to December, probably. I don't think they'll delay it another.
You don't
quarter.
Think into next not fall.
2026.
Yeah, like January, February.
I hope not, man. I really hope not.
Here's the other thing, though.
That's okay though because I've already played that game multiple times.
Right. That's a big game for them to be releasing though. Like
I'm rooting for Konami though.
Big time. Of course.
I want Konami to have another, renaissance. Like Capcom has had a couple times.
Ninja Gaiden 4 doesn't have a release date of fall, but 2025 was the perceived idea that it was going to release.
I don't think that'll come out.
You don't think it's coming out in 2024? The new Skate game could be fall. That will absolutely get delayed if it's anywhere near GTA 6.
I don't know. It's a sports game.
Yeah,
It's really kind of, they can kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Unless Grand Theft Auto 6 has a skateboarding mechanic, then delay it.
That's not impossible. I don't know. This one feels like for Skate, it feels like for me, because they have they have a lot kind of riding on the rebirth or the revamp, of that franchise. I think if they feel like they're going to get, destroyed by GTA in the metrics that they are releasing 2025, they would move that game. Because it is a sports game, but it's not an annual franchise.
If it's within a couple of weeks, they can delay it a month. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think I think developers should give it a month, 4 weeks. Like if you have a game within 4 weeks of it, as long as it's before, you'll be fine. But after, don't release anything after until 4 more weeks have passed.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that, like I said, for something like Skate, because they have kind of so much riding on this being a revamp of a franchise, I can absolutely see them just moving it into... I think that's like a perfect spring game, though. Or like right before spring, because it gets you excited to go out and skate. Like you want to
right.
go... Well, if you're living here, like right before they can release in February or whatever, and people would want to play that. I would think, but I don't know. I mean, these people...
I don't know. I don't
these
think
people do all of
I don't think a lot of gamers these days are skateboarding.
The research.
Even the ones who are playing skateboarding video games.
Well, That's
How
me.
many Madden players are going outside and playing football?
That's a good point. I mean, there's probably a lot.
There's a lot of young Madden players.
Call EA Sports College Football. There's another. That's not
I know.
being slated. That'll come out in July probably. But another one, Dying Light, the new Dying Light game. Dying Light
the
Beast.
expansion?
No. It's a new game.
Standalone.
But it's a standalone game. Yeah.
Mm.
It's a return of Kyle Crane.
Okay. You got another one?
I can't remember who was it. Techland that makes those games?
Yeah, Techland. Yeah. Awesome guy.
By the way, hot take for you.
Yeah.
Dying Light might be the best zombie game ever made.
I mean, no, really? I mean, it's close. Yeah, I'd give it up there, but The Last of Us is a zombie game.
I hold my position.
Okay, I know. You don't like it. I won't say Last of Us is... I don't know.
It's a zombie
I can go back
game.
and play Last of Us Part 1. Still, I can't play Techland's
Wait, you can go back and play...
Again. Maybe I can't. I don't know.
I can't go back and play
I did
Last
play
of
it
Us.
the other last month, right? And I played it for a good weekend.
Game's awesome. I adore that game. It takes everything from Dead Island, the first Dead Island game, and basically makes it 10 times better.
Is there another game that comes out?
Yeah, there's one more that I saw. Well, whoops, I clicked on a link.
Because I want to make a prediction.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Don't make your prediction yet. The Gears game. Probably not going to come out in 2025, but it is rumored that they are looking for 2025.
Man.
Winter would be my guess. So if GTA 6 comes out and GTA 6 comes out in December or in September, theoretically, and Gears comes out in December, you think they would move or stay?
Yeah,
They'd probably stay.
If they can land December, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be a good Christmas game.
Yeah.
Man,
early December game.
That'd be a great game for me.
That would be perfect.
I've been waiting for a Gears-like game. I got one last year.
When was the last time we got a Gears game?
2020, I think.
Was it 2020?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2021. I thought it was 19. I thought it was pre-pandemic.
I don't know. I remember playing it around there. So who knows? I was living in California during that time, and a lot different world than anywhere else in the north up here.
So it was Gears of War 5 came out in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, 2019. Wow. It's been 6 years.
Dang.
Since the last mainline Gears entry. That's crazy.
Dang.
That's the longest in between games they've ever had for sure.
Well,
interesting. Anyways, so yeah, GTA 6, it's going to land, and it's not literally, but it is going to be a nuke. Everybody's going to get the hell out of the way of that game when it has an official release date. When do you think we're going to see an official release date for Grand Theft Auto? I'm thinking like a Gamescom.
It'd be really nice if it was like around Easter this year, upcoming pretty close, like within the next 4 weeks. It'd be nice. I doubt it though.
I feel like there's got to be some sort of, because Rockstar loves doing this stuff, man. I remember people were looking
like
up
NBA championship era.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking like people, they love to put their hints out there that, hey, it might be coming soon. People were doing the Mount Chiliad mystery since forever. So I think they might hint at it a little bit, drop some hinters, and people have to try to figure it out. And it's like some sort of important day in Grand Theft Auto history or whatever.
No,
and then they release it.
Maybe.
That's what they would do.
The community failed the last one. It was a couple months ago. They predicted another trailer was going to come.
Yeah, but you know why? Because they were looking at the...
What?
They were looking at the... there was like something that they thought was written on the moon in GTA 5.
Yeah, moon phase.
That's what I'm talking about, though. Like, Rockstar has this weird thing where they're like...
No, it's just people.
I know,
but
that's what I mean. They have this weird aura around them where they are always thinking that... Like, the people are always thinking that Rockstar is up to something.
Yeah,
and for the most part, it's nothing. Like, the Mount Chiliad thing was a whole lot of nothing. And they made the heist.
There's a lot of cryptic stuff around that.
Yes, but they also made the heist, like the Doomsday heist where you go into Mount Chiliad, strictly because people were so interested in whatever the mural was that was in Mount Chiliad. So they get these ideas and then they just capitalize on the people's idea or, thought process.
Well, if I was to make a prediction, I don't know about any of those games. I think Skate can do fine with the Grand Theft Auto. I think Techland maybe can delay. I don't know.
I would be stunned if that game came out in 2025. And and Gears.
I will just make an outside prediction. I think the next Battlefield game is coming out this year.
Yes, I would agree with that. By the way, just the lack of care for NDAs when it comes to Battlefield is so funny.
It's almost suspect that everybody
so much is getting out.
I'm really mad that I'm not a part of the what is it called? It's like a
closed
VIP.
beta, I guess.
Yeah.
Closed alpha.
Some sort of VIP access, which I usually get.
Yeah.
Dang it. Maybe they don't like me anymore over there.
I've seen people posting clips of whatever it is that they're doing in this alpha or whatever, and they have their full name, like their name in full display.
I just think that everybody around that labs, the BF labs, have this feeling of, I think we can just show it. Except for partnered YouTube people like Jack Frags. Yeah. There's no way Jack Frags, he keeps talking about it.
Yeah, he's not
There's no way he's going to show other people's leaks because he's got such a close, relationship with Battlefield.
And they would sue him too if he did that.
Yeah, he would. No, I don't know if they would sue him, but he would lose a lot of respect.
No, not in the community, but with Battlefield.
No, with Battlefield. Yes. I would never lose respect.
Right.
But yeah, I think that everybody in the labs are just.
You don't think they would sue him for that? I think they would. To make an example, be like, hey, don't do this.
At this point, no.
You already destroyed. Well, not at this point.
If he was the first person to leak,
Yeah, not at this point. At this point, it's like.
Well, right now,
the gate's open.
I'm wondering if everybody doing this playtest is like thinking that the gate is open and actually open and just releasing it. Because I've seen about over an hour's worth of stuff.
Yeah, it's insane. But at the very least, if you're going to do it, like cover up your name, like so it does, that's the part that doesn't make any sense to me. Are the people that are leaking it or just have no care in the world?
I just don't. There hasn't been any lawsuits yet, so I think they don't care. Maybe it was planned this way.
Then why have
either way? We're talking about it on our podcast, and I just made a prediction that's coming this year during our Grand Theft Auto 6 segment. So
I think
mission accomplished.
Well, okay. Here's the other thing though, like. Battlefield I agree with you. I do think it's going to come out this year because that looked very good for a closed alpha.
Yeah.
So I think they're a lot further along than I think we realize. But that's also one of those games that can kind of get away with it.
Yeah, we haven't seen any single player content. That could be far away.
Call of Duty is going to never delay.
That would be really funny if they actually did.
COD delayed?
Yeah, because Call of Duty's got some bad juju going on right now.
Well, that's true.
They have the numbers for sure.
Yeah.
But if they were to delay, I don't think it would affect them very much. But it would affect the entire industry around them.
Yeah. That's a good point. I don't know. If we ever see Call of Duty delay, the sky is falling. Like
everybody would be like, but I was going to delay my game
It's been October or November since I've been playing Call of Duty.
That window is completely ruined because of the massive Call of Duty surge.
The other thing is too, we're not getting a mainline entry this year. It's the 1.5.
That's why I was thinking it could
6
be delayed. I actually, honestly, out of all the delays that anybody is going to delay, it would be Rockstar delaying Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, true. Because we haven't seen anything other than, I wouldn't be stunned by that.
Maybe they're holding, maybe they don't have NDAs like EA does.
Yeah. It could be spring. I mean, it's set in Miami. What's it called? Not Miami, but what's it called in the GTA universe? Vice City.
Vice City.
It's in Vice City.
I kept saying Las Aventuras.
That's a summer-oriented town, just like Miami is.
A summer-oriented?
I mean, it's Miami. Nobody wants to go there in December. They want to go there in the summer.
What are you talking about? Everybody wants to go in December.
Yeah, that's true. It is warm.
You don't want to go during hurricane season, which is like fall.
Yeah.
But
could be
December is fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Nobody wants to be there in the summer because it's too hot. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what GTA 6
You used to live in Florida, man. What do you?
I know. It wasn't great. I'll be honest with you. It was awful.
No.
Terrible.
I love all states, dude. I'll take me to Arkansas. I bet I can have fun there.
Put that on a shirt. I love all states, dude.
But, like, my dad always says this about traveling the world. He's like, man, I haven't even been to every state yet. Why would I go to England?
That's such a weird.
I need to go to
I can't
Georgia.
wait. No offense. I can't wait to go to Idaho.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the potatoes.
You're talking crap about Idaho?
Yes.
Those are our neighbors?
Yeah, they talk crap about us too.
They do?
I want them to. That's the whole point.
Okay.
So we developed the relationship.
Yeah.
Rivalry. Right. We don't like Montana over here.
Idahoans?
You've heard how much we talk about Colorado.
Hey, I love Montana. Montana's awesome. Get it right. Montana's great. A little too expensive for me. I don't know what you're doing.
And you live
there.
in Sheridan, Wyoming.
But what's going on with you Montanans up there? I love your colleges though. Cool.
Anyways,
Grand Theft Auto 6. I would love a Grand Theft Auto around here
or in England. Cool. England Grand Theft Auto.
They've had one.
They have.
Yeah, they have. What? Grand Theft Auto London.
I don't think that's a thing.
That's because you're 26 years old.
No, but I don't think that's a thing because they never name them after real cities.
Yeah, they
Liberty
did.
City.
Look it up, buddy.
All right.
They even have the London or the British flag on the cover.
You're talking about Fallout London?
It's Grand Theft Auto London something. So it's an expansion of the first one. And then 2 might go into. 2 is when they started going into like New York. Calling it different.
Oh, this was the top-down one?
Yeah. Part 1.
The original. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts though.
It's Grand Theft Auto. Same people making it.
Yeah, but that's when they were still like, hey, we're going to make this you play as a police officer. And then everybody hated it so much that they made they didn't hate it, but somebody made a mod where you were the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then that's how it became Grand Theft Auto. Fun fact.
I love Grand Theft Auto. Man, Grand Theft Auto is such a cool video game entity. I don't know. It's more than just a video game these days.
Yeah.
And
honestly, stunning it hasn't been made as a movie.
And no, please don't.
No, they will. No, not Rockstar. They're not stupid.
No, please don't.
They won't sell it.
2K's not stupid? Take-Two? They made a Borderlands movie.
Yeah, but I think Rockstar's got a better head on their shoulders.
All right, I think that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be more than a game, even more.
Yeah.
When it comes out, because it's going to be a practical social network.
Oh yeah. That's kind of what was teased in the trailer. Yeah, there was like a huge emphasis on social media.
Oh yeah.
In that trailer.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
We made that prediction.
So
every other prediction that said that on the internet came from ours.
That's not true.
Everyone watches this.
I don't think so. But okay.
Strauss Zelnick.
But also
I know you're watching, buddy.
That also wasn't like we're not making a huge discovery with that announcement. That's like a whole trailer.
I'm joking. Anyways.
By the way, Take-Two may have released the Borderlands movie, and then they were like, ooh, we shouldn't do that again, because they made negative $55 million.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, GTA 6, it's going to leave a crater.
They made, they lost about a month's of shark cards.
Yeah, that's true. They made it all back because they released a little update on GTA and everybody came back.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on. That's GTA talk for you. It's coming soon.
Indiana Jones is coming to PS5.
If you haven't seen the
get out of here.
If you haven't seen the trailer for this, it's actually pretty funny.
Because the
announcement trailer
I said Nolan North, isn't it? But I meant to say
Nathan Drake. Yeah. So it's like Nathan Drake, like walking Troy Baker through the ropes.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Because even though it doesn't really make any sense,
because it's a whip,
right? But technically,
is it
Nathan Drake stole from Indiana Jones stole.
I mean, technically, no. They stole from Lara Croft. That
Indiana Jones came out first, way before Lara Croft.
No, I said Uncharted. You said Nathan Drake stole from Lara Croft.
But I'm thinking of the context of the video that they released.
Oh, yeah.
So it should be like Troy Baker, like teaching him everything else. Whatever. He's just teaching him the rope, or the whip or whatever. The whip. But, anyways, I thought that was kind of funny.
A whip is a rope. I don't know why I said that.
It's a bull whip. It's kind of a funny. It was a funny release announcement. I thought it was kind of cool. And it's coming.
Anything with Sony lineage in a trailer, I'm for.
If you are on PlayStation and only PlayStation, play this freaking game. It's awesome. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is freaking cool. Feels like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Indiana Jones.
And Troy Baker is incredible. I cannot believe he was able to do sound like Harrison Ford as well as he did.
Yeah.
In my mind. It's awesome. The game's great.
I don't think it's that great, but yeah.
But he didn't play it long enough.
It's very boring. I'll tell you that much. It's very nice play it long enough. Looking.
Game's awesome. Game's great. You'll get to a literal jumping off point, and you're like, "Oh, this is sick."
I'll tell you what. I definitely enjoyed Wolfenstein Part 2.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Better.
You're just mowing down Germans. Of course, it's more fun.
Yeah. But you're supposed to be mowing down Germans in this one. You're sneaking around them.
But that's never been Indy. Indy's never been BJ Blazkowicz.
I know. It's just. I don't know if Indy makes an interesting video game for me. Maybe for you, yeah.
It's great. Indy makes an interesting character.
That's what I love about Jones. Indy. I love awesome. That character. And it's when it comes to what's the guy's name again? Voice actor?
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. During the Hideo Kojima Death Stranding 2 interview, and had all those really good actors.
Speaking of a boring game.
And then all of a sudden Troy Baker comes in, and the video game people are like, Troy Baker can voice act circles around all those Hollywood guys.
Oh yeah, but so could Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I mean Luke's.
What's his name?
Yeah, he can voice act better than
Mark
regular
Hamill.
act. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he could throw his voice around. Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible at it. But you put him in front of the actual screen, and I'm like, they're not very good.
Yeah.
But
that might be the same thing with Troy too. Who knows?
No,
Troy's good.
He was in season 1 for Last of Us, and I was like, he's all right. He's not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays.
I had no idea.
He plays one of the gang members of the people that capture Ellie.
Oh,
and he has a couple. He has a couple.
Well, first of all, Troy Baker does not look like an intimidating gang member in real life. He looks like an artist.
Yeah, he looks like But they have her. They have him. Ashley Johnson's in it too. It's all
okay.
So
that's cool. Whatever. That show sucks.
You're wrong. You haven't. You didn't.
I have
finish
seen it.
You didn't finish it.
I got to episode 2, and I was like,
in it. Ashley Johnson's in it too. You don't know what she does, do you?
I don't know. Bite somebody?
Nope.
Annoy somebody?
She's Ellie's literal mom, which I think is a great idea.
Who's the voice actor who plays
Ellie? Ashley Johnson?
No. Cortana.
Oh, she's in the Halo show.
She is. She's a little older, but she's great. She's awesome. She's also your sidekick in Fear 2.
And she's also true. She's also
sidekick.
She was also on your Windows computer for a long time.
Yeah.
And everybody hated it.
I know.
I don't like. What is her name?
What are we talking about?
Hold on, wait. I gotta find her name because it's gonna bother me.
It's like Jessica. Oh, I can't remember.
It's because I know the Halo the one guy's named John Master Chief.
Stop.
Is it the same girl that played? No. Hey, this is a good video for Jen Taylor.
Jen.
Yeah.
Okay.
She plays Cortana in the Halo TV show. I'll never watch it, but she does play Cortana in the Halo TV show.
Is she clothed in that? Because they took her clothes off in part 3, I think. Remember that? We're like, wow,
Wait, hold on a second.
Completely naked.
You're talking about the video game?
Yes.
Okay. No, it was in 2. They took her clothes off.
Oh, it was in 2?
Yeah. It was in 2. And then they made her thick as hell in Halo 4, and everybody was like, damn.
God bless it.
What are we doing?
Making video games.
Yeah.
All right.
John Master Chief.
So, interesting game came out. Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah.
Had its second biggest launch in series history.
In series history. The history of Assassin's Creed.
Trailed only to their last game, Valhalla.
Yeah. Which you got Valhalla also, you got to remember,
came out at a different time.
Right in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so video games
also
are booming then.
in the fall where people spend more money on video games.
People are buying Assassin's Creed Shadows. Good to see. I'm happy for that. I don't know if it's going to save Ubisoft from selling off.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. I definitely
Guillemot
don't
from
think that.
selling their shares.
If they sold 100 million copies, maybe.
I don't think it's going to hit that.
No. I have some questions for you, though.
All right. So, yeah, I have been playing it.
Tell us where you're at, though.
I'm not exceptionally far. I'm one of those people that plays these games, and I'll basically do everything around what the main objective is. So I'll be stuck doing, or in one area for a while.
Oh, no.
So I do a bunch of different stuff just to kind of get the feel for everything.
You mean... Okay, go ahead.
And then I'll do a main objective mission, and then I'll do all the other side missions again that pop up after that, and then do the main objective. So I'm about 6 hours in, and I'm not like hugely into the main story yet.
Okay.
What are your questions?
Well, what are your impressions first? With the gameplay impressions. And graphics.
Gameplay wise, the Assassin's Creed, what's the word? Diehards, I guess?
Yeah.
That love like 1, 2, those ones.
The earlier ones.
They'll love playing as Nawe a lot more than Yasuke. Nawe
is the female character.
Yeah, she's very much more of a silent, stealthy killer. She's a lot more effective when she's taking on like 1 or 2 characters versus you alert the group of people and there's like 8 or 9 people that come after her. If that's the case, you're in trouble. That is hard to get out of in that situation, other than throwing a smoke bomb away or throwing a smoke bomb down and then running away. You can do it that way if you want, but it's not easy. So sneaking around, being stealthy about it is very much more the effective way to go with her character. And she's, from what I can tell so far, kind of the focal point of the story.
Okay.
And I haven't gone to Yasuke yet. You see him at the very beginning. You play with him for a little bit. The thing that I think could be interesting, and again, this is more or less first impressions. I haven't gotten very far. What I'm hoping, and something that I wish they would do more of, is I hope that Yasuke kind of becomes the opposite side of where this battle is being played. So Yasuke is on the quote-unquote bad guy side to Naoe's good guy side, and vice versa.
They'll meet sometime.
Yes. I don't think that's how it's going to play out. I think it's going to be one of those like Battlefront 2 scenarios where they're like, remember Battlefront 2? Not the new Battlefront 2, where it's like she's fighting for the Empire. You're playing as the bad guys. Yeah, I know. And then after 2 missions, you're a good guy. You're fighting for the good guys.
Who saw that coming?
I know, it's so dumb.
Probably the most annoying character in the history of Star Wars.
I hated, because there's nothing I want more in Star Wars than to have like a genuine good story from the Empire's perspective.
Imagine having you can do an amazing story about a stormtrooper or a bad guy. She was a stormtrooper, right? Or she was a pilot.
A pilot, I think.
What are those called? A TIE fighter.
TIE fighter, yeah.
Wow, and you really just turned her into like a rebellion leader.
She's just, I'm betraying the Empire. Oh, really? The same thing that Star Wars has done for the last 30 years. I'm stunned. Anyways, that's what I think is going to happen because they're kind of teasing that a little bit with some of the stuff that's happening around Nawe and how it will affect Yasuke in the future. I like that there are certain things that you can do, and the way you approach things will be vastly different depending on the character you're playing. Okay. So if you're Yasuke, you might approach a area with
like RoboCop?
Yeah, less abandoned for stealth and everything. And Nawe will have to kind of sneak around and whatnot. Cool. And she has the tools that'll help her do that a lot more effectively, whereas Nawe is just literally a tank. Okay. And run through stuff.
I'm more interested in playing as a tank-like character. Yeah. I don't want to play this game.
You got to get through.
I have zero interest in this game.
You got to get through a lot in order to get to the
I have interest in asking you questions.
Okay. Shoot. There are guns.
So one of my biggest problems with Assassin's Creed is that I have a lot of them. But the first one I'm going to think of is like the gameplay loop. Yeah. In the beginning is very much like the gameplay loop in the very end and the middle and everywhere in between. Right. I guess having 2 characters would fix that problem. Yeah. But it's almost the same problem I have with Far Cry and a million of their other games. Does it change up the difficulty wise and like the I guess the scenarios that you're in enough? I guess you're only 6 hours in now.
So here's the thing. it's odd because a lot of people, I think, kind of have the opposite issue of what you say, of what you're saying, because there's a setting in the game that allows
gameplay
you,
setting?
Yes, that allows you to turn on like one-hit assassinations, no matter their level, period.
Really?
Yes. So people want to go back to the version of Assassin's Creed where you're just one-hitting everybody.
Where you sneak up, blend in with the crowd?
Yes. But it's a one-hit assassination no matter what.
Okay.
And that...
Does it just make it easier, though?
Right. And exactly. Like, if I'm going up against a guy that's like a samurai or one of the bigger dudes or whatever, and I'm, not equipped to be able to assassinate him yet, I don't, or whatever, I want to feel that in the game. Like, I want it to feel like it's actually getting harder as I go along. And that is the base setting allows for that to happen.
Okay. What about the animation jank? Another thing I didn't like about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Especially Origins, Valhalla, and then the
give me an example.
Where, say you were on a rooftop and a lot of the guys are fighting, they just kind of stop and sit there, or they'll stumble and fall off the roof.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Or clip against certain things. Stuff like that.
Is it
smoother? Is it closer
I
to...
haven't noticed a lot of that yet.
Think of what's the other Japanese game from Sony?
Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. You know how smooth those guys are? Every animation is very smooth.
Yeah.
Is it closer to that, or is it?
It's closer to Tsushima.
Okay.
I think it's closer to Tsushima than a lot of the other mainline entries, is what I'll say.
Does it feel like what I'm saying is, does it feel like a step up from Valheim or whatever it's
Valhalla?
Called?
Yeah.
Valhalla.
Yes, I think so in terms of that mechanic.
Because Valhalla to me seemed like the same as Origins, the same as
In terms of of that part of it, like the jankiness of it, I haven't run into a whole lot of stuff where I was like, oh, that looked goofy.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of very good. They very clearly, obviously, used that time, the time that they delayed it, to really like kind of repolish everything and make sure that part of the jankiness wasn't there. There's some very cool like stealth things you can do with Nawe that make it interesting enough where you can avoid. So Nawe, she can get on these rooftops, but they're curved.
Yeah.
And if there's somebody like standing on a balcony or whatever, and they see you, can go around, and then you can actually go prone, so you're on the opposite side of the rooftop, and they can't see you anymore. Cool. And it doesn't look weird. It actually looks like she's trying to blend into the rooftop, like the tiles and stuff.
Cool.
So there's not a lot, from what I've seen so far, there's not a lot of the jankiness that you would expect from Assassin's Creed. I think it's a pretty well fleshed out game. But the other thing is, there's always going to be jank. Like, you're going to see clips of people having jank and stuff.
Yeah, I don't care.
It just hasn't happened necessarily to me just yet. The other thing I want to give them props for, there's an auto mount for your horse. It is so nice. You whistle, your horse comes by, Nawe immediately grabs onto it, and it's already going. You don't have to hold Y or anything, or wait for the horse to come back after it overruns you. I was like, oh,
getting on your horse. My favorite getting on your horse animation is the original getting on your horse animation, which is from Shadows of the Colossus, where you call upon your horse and you have to jump on him. It becomes a platforming situation, and it works with the gameplay because it's hard to do.
Yeah.
And when you're fighting giant monsters and stuff.
But this, I was like,
everything else, that's nice.
Thank God.
That feels,
and
I can tell that feels
the
nice.
horse doesn't stop. It just keeps running. I'm like, thank you. I don't have to stop, mount, get going again. It just feels like it's a waste of time.
I think Rise of the Ronin actually does that too.
Good.
Now that I think about it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
They also have for Nawe's character, they have a pretty cool, so for Nawe, spoilers by the, well, not really a spoiler. It's in the first 5 hours of the game.
Go ahead.
You're it's very Tsushima-like in terms of the direction of how they bring you up in the story. You're the last of a group. You need to rebuild your quote-unquote army in order to take on the main bad guy in this story. And they have a pretty fun like base building mechanic that you get to use in this game.
Did you say base building?
Base building mechanic in this video game. I've collected many a pet that I have put in my base. I've got like 40 Akita dogs, got like 30 cats. They're all roaming around in this nice little meadow.
They're going to eat you.
And it's awesome. You got a dojo that you can train scouts for and all this different stuff. It's pretty cool. And I like it.
It's like an army building mechanic too? Did you say train scouts?
Yeah. So you train scouts.
Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear
as part
5 thing?
As part of the, like, we don't want to give you just a point-to-point directional stuff. You have scouts that are on your side, and depending on how much information you get throughout each mission or whatever, it'll give you a list of areas of where it is that this next objective is, and you have to send scouts in order to figure out if it's in this spot or if it's in this spot. And your scouts, there's a finite amount of them, so you'll get like 5 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
And the only way you can refresh your scouts is to change the season. So they kind of force you to change the season every now and again. So you're constantly going from winter to fall to spring. Not constantly, but you're going from winter to fall to spring to summer.
Okay.
And that part of it is very cool. What's the climate mechanic, I guess, is very cool. I think it looks beautiful. Every setting looks a little bit different, and there's almost like 2 different setting changes depending on the what is the word I'm looking for? Season that you're in. So like early winter will look like less snow is falling, but all of the leaves have fallen out of the trees and whatnot. Yeah. The cherry blossoms have changed color and whatnot. And then if you
all the leaves are brown.
Yeah, they're all gone or whatever. And then if you change season again, it'll put you into like a deeper winter, which will be snow cover. Everything's snow covered. If like there's a bunch more fires and stuff that are going, it's a lot colder. They
worked hard on atmosphere.
Yeah, the enemy AI, if it's winter, they'll be shivering and like super cold, and they're like more focused around fire and stuff like that. Okay, it's pretty cool.
All right, I have a final question.
Hit me.
I've asked you earlier before we hit record, but how Japanese does this game feel? Now,
yeah,
you said earlier like Tsushima, which is comparable to Tsushima, but to me, Tsushima feels Hollywood. It feels like a Japanese movie. I guess I like Japanese culture a lot.
Give me an example of what would make it Chinese, or that would be the wrong group.
Yeah,
what would make it Japanese?
I don't know, like a Japanese aesthetic type of thing. Like Yakuza feels very Japanese. I know it's goofy. I'm not really talking about the goofiness.
Right.
But the style, you know?
I guess it's kind of hard.
Like Assassin's Creed.
It's hard to say because, here's how I'll explain it. It's closer to being like more ideally Japanese in the same way that Mirage was more ideally like Middle East.
I gotcha.
If that makes sense.
I totally gotcha.
Versus Valhalla being Viking Age, quote unquote, and then Origins being Egyptian. Origins was a little bit closer
because
to that as well.
I do feel like Valhalla feels Scandinavian.
Right.
It feels like a Scandinavian adventure.
Okay.
You know, a little Hollywood, but I mean, it's fine.
I would say Mirage is closer to the idea that you're looking for, in the sense that it's very much, hey, we're in Baghdad in 9th century B or AD or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel this one is kind of similar to that, but they open it up more. So it's less focused like Mirage is.
Okay.
In like the street markets and the languages that you're hearing. Like Mirage is very, very good at giving you an idea of what the environment feels like. They'll have like prayer call in the evenings and in the mornings.
So it's like, you see that? Is there it's shrines?
It's focusing on that more in this game.
Okay.
But it's not as robust because they have so much more ground to cover, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think it's there. There are things like, yes, there are shrines.
Feudal Japan, I imagine like, there's a lot of emperor comes to town.
Yes.
Everything changes type of situation.
That's like literally in the beginning of the game.
Oh, really?
That happens in the very beginning of the game. The emperor of a clan comes back from, I think, a hunt, and everybody that is in the area is bowing, and then he gets off his horse, and it's just assumed that everybody else has to tend to his horse.
Cool.
And then he walks into his home, essentially. Cool. So yeah, I think that's there. The other thing I absolutely adore about the way that they're doing these newer games, for all you history nerds out there, you can go to certain places in this game, and there's like a little, it looks like a glitch. You can scan it, and it'll pull up like the history, the actual history of this place, and the involvement of not necessarily your character, but characters in the story of this place. So one of the main bad guys is a real person, obviously, that existed, and he was an emperor of a clan. And if you scan a certain area, like the Sekai Market. You can scan that and it'll say Oda Nobunaga, which is his name, visited this place and sacked it in 1548. And it'll give you a history of it. And it also has like a piece of art from a real museum that they took and basically scanned into the game to show you like the artwork that is associated with it. It's very cool. They also use like real pictures of towers that are still around today in the from feudal Japan and now today are still around. It's very cool. I absolutely love the way that they do that. It's similar to how, not similar, that's probably a bad word, but the same kind of idea that MLB The Show does with the storyline stuff with like the Negro Leagues.
Yeah.
So you get to kind of experience and play history as it's kind of being taught to you.
Well,
so I think it's very cool.
You're definitely going to convince my brother to
play it,
get this game because he's already gotten MLB The Show. Which he's like right up there with you.
It's great.
It's like you're right on top of each other. It's gross.
Okay. I could have done without that visual. So yeah, this game, for me so far, they've shown improvements in where they needed to improve versus Valhalla. I'm excited to continue playing it. There are some things that I think could be improved upon for future inclinations. I still don't think that they ever since Ezio have written very many interesting main characters.
Oh yeah,
at all. And it's still a little bit like that from what I've seen so far with Naue. I think she is somewhat interesting, but she's just not.
They're always like kind of like hollow shells.
Yes, and it still does kind of feel like that with her. Yasuke, I'm interested to see to get into because I mean that's going to be feels like a separate, different story on itself. But that they do struggle with that. They still haven't written a interesting like villain since Rodrigo Borgia probably, and that's been a long time. That's Assassin's Creed Brotherhood we're talking about. Revelations we're talking about.
That's when they made an awesome multiplayer game. They're very underrated.
Yeah. That's the last time they wrote like an interesting villain, and it doesn't. I mean, well, actually, this one it could be interesting because you could have two sides of a conflict. So,
all right, so we got to move on.
See you guys later. I'm just kidding. No, yeah, let's move on.
All right. Oh, I was going to do my favorite Ubisoft games, but
you can do it if you want to. But okay. Tell them why you want to do your favorite Ubisoft games.
Because I don't think they're going to release.
He thinks it's all Jover.
I think it might be over. I think
this is it.
I think they might have a chance at Far Cry, and then that'll be it.
I don't think so. I think they're still going to hold on by a little bit. I don't think the Guillemot family is ready to end it.
Yeah.
They're the main shareholder, by the way.
Okay.
And the founders of the company, I think.
Yeah, what's good? Well,
what's good?
Anyways, games releasing this week. Notable games releasing this week.
You made this list. I have no idea.
There's only 2 games that are notable coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I think Sins of a Solar Empire, there's a DLC coming out later, too. I don't know if people care, but shout out.
Sounds the other like an Empire for Sun.
First, Berserker Kazan. You ever seen this?
Bad name.
Yeah, definitely. It's a Souls-like.
Well, in the year 2025?
And it's very hard. Apparently, it's some people like it. If you really like those kind of games, like a Neo.
They're everywhere.
And it's a competent Souls-like, I guess. But it's very, very hard. That comes out this week.
What's the other one that got not releasing but had the trailer? Returnal second game or the follow up to Returnal?
Cyros.
Yeah, Cyros, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of those games.
But that's a shooter, though.
Fall 2025. Maybe move.
Yeah, that might totally move. I don't know if that was supposed to. Was that a for sure?
I thought it said fall 2025.
Yeah, I think so.
Could be wrong about that.
Yeah, that might. I don't know. Housemarque is awesome.
Yeah,
and so
they're not as big as Rockstar.
No, and they can make a very satisfying game loop, and they can put the game around it very well. Now, the longevity of their game is different. I think Nex Machina is one of the greatest video games of all time in terms of just the fun factor that you get playing in 1 hour bursts. It's so awesome.
Returnal
is like that, but they make it so hard.
It's hard
that just the fact that it's the roguelite stuff in that game is what keeps you from coming back, but it's not keeping me from coming back.
The other thing about Returnal,
it's not keeping me coming back.
The thing about Returnal for me, I haven't played it because it is a Soul-like, not for me. I always thought that, and this is all subjective, obviously, I thought the art style bothers me. Like it just,
Really? It was
yeah,
awesome.
it just in like the sense of it like everything feels cluttered,
Yeah.
and that kind of turns
It was
me
like
off.
Control in outer space.
Exactly, and Control I liked, but that was one of the biggest issues I had with it in the sense where like once stuff started to really get cluttered and whatnot.
Yeah, a lot of
I
stuff
was like,
coming at you.
everything looks the same. I hate this.
Well, anyways, first Berserker Kazan. I'm not gonna get it.
Is it a Souls like with like swords and everything?
Yeah,
too?
but with
like melee
anime,
combat. Okay,
an anime style, like a Berserk anime style. All right, big swords,
Awesome.
all that stuff. Atomfall is another one coming out on Game Pass too.
Is the wait, it is on Game Pass?
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, I thought it
Yeah.
wasn't.
It is.
All right, I'm in.
I'm in too. I'm gonna be really intrigued with this game.
Yeah.
It's from Rebellion, who makes pretty janky games.
Which is so funny
Uh,
because they haven't made it feels like an original IP since the second Sniper Elite game.
but no, I think they have something in there.
Do
There's
they?
A couple, yeah. You look it up while
I'll
I
look it
talk
up.
about it. Any game where it is a first-person shooter, which this is.
Yep.
/ I guess adventure game.
They describe it as survival.
Okay, they do. It doesn't seem like a survival game, but yeah, it's not like Stalker. It's
No.
more like
Arcadey Stalker though.
yeah. So, anyways, anything where they offer an open world that isn't so big,
Yeah.
where it's wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle.
Mirage.
Yeah.
The same idea.
Okay. So I like the idea of it being smaller, deeper, and with new open world mission structure. Apparently, in this game, wherever you go, it always leads you to the right place. You're never in the wrong place.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting to me. It's unlike Skyrim. So you take Skyrim, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
But if you go straight to the Thieves Guild, you're not, you shouldn't be there. And the leveling in Skyrim helps out, but this isn't an RPG. It's a adventure survival game. So if I want to go to a house in the distance and it's usually, most players don't go there until the end, it somehow arranges it so it fits. And that's interesting to me.
Cool.
I hear, or from what I saw, the AI doesn't look very great.
It's a Rebellion game.
So if they spot you, they probably run directly at you,
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
It's a Rebellion. That's what they do in Sniper Elite.
Yeah,
It's
they
so
do.
funny.
And you can just
Yeah.
hide behind a
you're
door
just
and they just
lining
keep
them up.
walking through
Yep.
the doors. That's disappointing to me. There is some jank, but I'm okay with jank as long as it's something interesting and fun. So I'm really interested in playing this game.
They made the Zombie Army games. Remember those?
Yeah, that's
but
another one. I love that game.
That's basically just Sniper Elite. And they were like, we can make this a zombie game.
Yeah, well, it's a third person shooter, but it's different enough. I love that game.
They also
game's
did
fun.
Battle Zone. I don't know what that is.
Mm-mm.
2016.
I don't know.
Unfamiliar. But they also did, which I forgot about this. This was back in 2009. They did the Rogue Warrior game.
Oh yeah,
And that was like,
the game's awesome.
that game, awesome.
Yeah,
are we-
and they also remastered it, which is still awesome.
So
Any game that has a
bad.
lot of style over, or a lot of style over substance, I'm okay with.
Wait a minute, hold
in
on.
a video game.
Are we talking about the same game right now?
Rogue Warrior.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of
Warrior?
Rogue Trooper.
That's what you're thinking.
Yeah,
of.
my bad.
Because yes, I thought the same thing when I first saw it as well. And I clicked and I was like, oh, this is the Mickey Rooney
Rogue
game.
Warrior is
The
Rogue
really
Warrior
bad
is like
Mickey
the
Rooney
realistic game. Yeah, you're
Yes.
right. That was not
Terrible.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
That's good.
Anyways, I'm going to play Atomfall. I'm really
Yeah,
interested.
same.
It's also very British, which I like the fact that it's very British. I think they know that they're like, well, this kind of looks like an Outer Worlds Fallout
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
So we're going to make sure you realize it's
Goofy.
British. You're going to see telephone booths.
Yeah.
That,
Hey, we're in England.
yeah.
And
You're
give
gonna
you a
see all
wink.
that stuff.
Yeah, I think the trailer that we first saw for this game, I think it was at the Xbox Game Showcase.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
remember being like, I don't understand what.
Yeah,
kind of game
exactly.
this
I
is.
was kind of underwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
But the more that's come out for this game, I was like, this looks kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna
excited
play it.
to play it.
It's cool.
So yeah, same. I'm
I'll at least
gonna
try
download
it.
it. Game Pass.
I hate when people say it's a Game Pass game, but it definitely feels
Oh.
like a Game Pass.
But that's the thing. That's the
Type it.
great thing about Game Pass.
Well, that I mean it in the best way possible.
right.
It's a game that I probably wouldn't have bought ever. Maybe
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that I pay for Game Pass because I can try this out.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe
Right.
you'll love it.
All right. What are you playing, James, besides Assassin's Creed Shadows? Nothing?
Nope. MLB The Show, still grinding that out,
All right.
and getting ahead on Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then I'll play Atomfall this week.
All right. Well, I played Spectre Divide again. I'm saying goodbye to it. It's still
rest in peace.
Super popular. Played with a bunch of people. The crews are really a very interesting component to multiplayer games is the crews, which are just clans that they put you in automatically. And if you don't keep up with them, you get traded. So they will trade you. It's all done automatically. So I was traded because I didn't play enough.
Wait, did you trade a couple first round picks?
But I was in like the top 10 crew and then they traded me. So now I'm in another crew, which I'm actually helping that crew out. Imagine if this game was really successful. I still think it feels successful. It's just they close the door. So whatever happens is dead. But I'm saying goodbye. I thought that game was one of the most refreshing Counter-Strike style games on console that I've ever played.
What is dead may never die.
Thanks.
That's from Game of Thrones.
I know. Those guys really turned out to be like the most annoying people. Gosh, man, those were like the coolest clans, houses or whatever. And then they turned into the dorkiest.
We can't talk about Game of Thrones.
All right, and then another game. I'm playing a lot of racing games. So something that happened really funny was I played EAWRC.
Oh yeah,
right when it came out.
Work.
EA is doing the acronym thing in the last few years. So annoying.
Is that World Racing Championships? Is that what it's supposed to be?
World Rally Championship.
I think I did that the last time you said you were playing WRC. I said that same exact thing.
Well, I got it when it came out. Either way, I got it when it came out on my Xbox. I actually liked it. It was filled with bugs. This must have been 2022, I think, 2023. Filled with bugs. So the other month, Sony on their PlayStation Plus catalog or whatever, or free-to-play games or free games in a month.
That's not Game Pass.
They came out with WRC Generations. Now, WRC Generations is made by the team that used to make the WRC games, WRC 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those are the old school games made by, I think, KT. And I had no idea. So this is a twin game.
Okay.
So when I played it and downloaded the WRC Generations on my PS5, I was anticipating playing the game I already had on my Xbox, just with the controller. And I was like, wow, they really updated the controls on this because the joystick controls really sucked on EA WRC. And then I started playing it and I was like, something's a little different. And I looked it up. Man, they're two different games that came out at the same exact time with the same exact logo on the cover with the same car doing the same turn on the same dirt, made by two totally different companies.
What?
Yes.
How's that possible?
Look it up. Look up WRC, EA WRC, and WRC Generations. Just say WRC versus WRC Generations, whatever. Oops. My God, how many times do I got to say this? WRC. And you will see the same vehicle with a different paint job. It's a Ford Fiesta, I think. And the same logo because it's WRC logo. It's horrifying.
Whoa.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Why did they do this?
I have no idea. I think EA bought the license of WRC and it came out later. And so they're like, we're going to cannibalize this game by making the same cover.
What the?
Totally different games. I will say that Generations, apparently when it came out at the same time as the other one, around the same time, it was very glitchy. Yeah. Well, they've updated it and I played it on my PS5. I went and got it on my Xbox so I can play with my racing rig. And yeah, it's very realistic. I love rally racing games. I will probably, out of the two, which one's better? I think EA WRC is probably slightly better, but there are pros and cons for both of them. I don't know.
I guess that explains why they buy the licenses to all of these and then make the game. So that doesn't happen.
EA's scummy, dude.
Well,
I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
maybe WRC was shopping it to EA.
Right.
EA.
It's the same thing that happened with like Codemasters.
But they're like, how are we going to differentiate ourselves from the World Rally games that have been coming out for years? So how we're just going to call it the same exact thing? Yeah,
that's odd. Why do they do that?
I have no idea why they do it. It's super dumb.
Do they have like licensed names and like teams in the EA world? So EA does, but the Generations one, do they?
They both do. They're both official games. Just
weird. I guess it could be like the 2K thing.
EA is just the future WRC games are made by EA, which are the same people that make Dirt Rally.
Yeah.
So this is Dirt Rally 3, basically.
It could be. I guess it could be like
Codemasters.
It could be the 2K Madden situation, where Generations is just like we're just going to undercut whatever it is that EA is doing and make a better.
I think
game.
it's more of a FC and FIFA situation.
But those are the same titles, but made by the same company.
I know, but it's like FIFA left EA.
Oh, okay.
So WRC left KT or Nacon is a publisher.
I see. Okay.
So,
but that doesn't make any sense because they're still using stuff in WRC that's licensed.
Well, because it's older, but it's not. They're not updating it with
What's
future.
happening?
They're not. It's an older game that's still being played, I guess, but they don't make them anymore.
Weird. Yeah, that's not something you see. That's literally a twin game.
Oh, yeah.
That's just
it's a twin game for sure.
It's weird. Okay.
That's what I'm playing.
We were
both
talking,
of the games are good, by the way. They're both good.
People were upset about whatever Shadows copying Tsushima or whatever. They should have been paying attention to this.
Yeah. That's funny that I was like, I'm going to play on my PS5 the game I have downstairs on my Xbox, when in fact I was actually playing a new game that is way better with a joystick.
That looks
better.
the exact, or that looks on the cover the exact same.
They don't look exactly the same.
But on the cover,
what the covers do.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah, with the big WRC logo,
Weird.
which obviously is the same because it's branding, but it's right across the middle. The only thing that's different is an EA logo next to it. That's it.
Who's going to get in trouble for this?
It's years ago, so it's no more.
Interesting.
And then EA WRC has been updating, so people have been calling the EA WRC 2024.
Can we fix it?
I know it's actually just an update, and apparently it's really good.
EAWR. That's 5 letters that don't mean anything.
EAFC, EA.
I know, it's so stupid. God, I hate it.
EA UFC, EA.
At least they do Madden. It's just Madden. Like it's not EA Madden. It's Madden.
EA NFL.
Yeah, but they don't call it that. It's Madden.
Know.
Just give me a name of somebody. I'm fine with
All right, we got to go.
Stupid. All right. That's it. We're going to wrap up the show there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, and rate. Rate the show as well. We appreciate it very much. We'll be back next week. See you later.
See ya.